startups often reach an inflection point where, whether it's because of just what a game-changing product innovation they've had, or because of the market that they're in and how that's grown, they've had this just like surge of activity in their early stage. And then they get to a point where if they're going to continue to scale at that kind of exponential rate, they need to fill in with infrastructure. And that might be moving to a physical space. It might be professionalizing their management team. And that doesn't mean removing the CEO. It might mean bringing on folks to help that CEO. So for example, Mark Zuckerberg hiring Sheryl Sandberg. Sheryl Sandberg had been on that rocket ship at Google. She had great experience and relationships and understood how to build the infrastructure of a growing company. And she was able to come in, I think, and really help Mark go do that effectively. And they've been an amazing team. So esports overall, what I kind of see happening now, and I think me joining Immortals is one example of that, is whether it's teams and organizations or publishers or esports or tournament organizers stepping back and saying, what are the things that we need to do to institutionalize the growth that we've had over the last 5 years and then continue to grow at that rate for the next 5 years or more? And at least at Immortals, some of the things that we're doing to do that are exactly the same things you'd see at another growing company. So we're not turning over, but we're really augmenting and building out our management team. I joined the company recently. We have a couple of other very senior hires that we're going to announce in the next, I'd say, week or two. That's number one. Number two, just kind of the really unsexy things that go into business. So making sure that our employees, besides Noah, our longest tenured employee has been there less than a year, just about a year, right? So getting into a flow of making employees feel like they have a career at Immortals as opposed to a job. So giving them feedback, having semi-annual reviews, having regularly scheduled staff meetings where we're sharing information because we're working very cross-functionally now, right? Social media and marketing are not so disconnected from creative and partnerships, but making sure we're all on the same page and moving quickly. We're moving into a new campus in Culver City, where we're going to have all of our teams and our business headquarters all in one place. So our physical plant infrastructure is going to be different. We're overhauling our website, accessing more server capacity, making sure the look and feel is better. So those are not the things that anyone wants to really, it's not super interesting for fans, but those are kind of the hard things, the business things that help a business position itself so that it, like I said, can institutionalize that early success and really continue to grow exponentially going forward in its next phase.
For revenue streams, where do you see the opportunities that either haven't been tapped into or haven't been tapped into enough?
Well, look, I think every revenue stream is under-monetized only because of the rate of growth. So if I sign a deal on Jan 1, 2017, the way that esports is growing, by December 31, 2017, you've already outgrown that deal. The impressions, the engagement, the reach, the scale, the scope, the significance in the community, the general non-endemic knowledge of what's going on in our community has just changed fundamentally. So I think there's going to be a process whereby each one-year deal almost becomes kind of lesser than it will actually be worth at the end of that year. And so how does the market respond to that over time? Well, it could be a combination of kind of fixed fee and incentive-based deals. I think the real answer is longer-term, multi-year deals with partners that are going to invest in the team, and the team is going to invest in the sponsor or the partner, and they're going to work together to solve problems as a unit over a longer period of time. And because there's longer-term window, because you're trying to achieve things more than maximize return on your spend on the partner side, and because you're trying to do more than generate sponsorship revenue on the team side, you're thinking about each other's business in a more three-dimensional way. The notion of success will change, and you have a really long runway to go out and attack that together. And I think that as that process kind of finds a little bit of maturity, and I don't even mean maturity as in the growth curve leveling out. I just mean maturity in terms of acceptance and predictability on both sides. I think that's going to lead to not only more just revenue per deal, but a flood of additional potential partners into the space, particularly non-endemic sponsors. And that will be a huge tailwind, I think, for revenue overall. I think that the biggest opportunity kind of over a medium term is really figuring out how to control a lot of different elements of your fan experience. So what does it mean to be a fan of Immortals? How are you consuming Immortals content? How is Immortals factoring into that? And I think here, Immortals and esports organizations have an advantage against certain traditional sports organizations because of how content is delivered traditionally in that ecosystem. And it's changing. I mean, traditional sports knows that it has to solve this problem, but if I'm a Giants fan or an Eagles fan living in Los Angeles, the Giants don't control their relationship with me. DirecTV does. And the cable system that I have, or the place that I live, the municipality, whether or not it lets me get a satellite dish, actually controls whether or not I can get DirecTV. And so we, Immortals and esports, can cut right through all of that. We can get directly to the fan. It's more of the WWE model. So WWE transitioned a few years ago to this direct-to-consumer, over-the-top subscription service, and now they really own the experience, the content experience for their fans. And I think because of the way that our market developed, where there wasn't an MVPD or a cable system kind of in between us and the content and the fan, I think we have a real opportunity to attack that over 3 to 5 years.
For more league interviews and analysis, subscribe to our channel. You can also find stats, discussions, and more on our website and mobile app at blitzesports.com.